mom is still running Verdant's?
Yeah.
And how is that going? Terrible, huh? With freaking.
It's hard, but we're doing
governor?
really good. Yeah,
Really?
keep this close.
Oh, okay. So we're talking
Yeah.
already?
Yeah, we're going.
Oh, okay.
Sergio Rivas, everybody. Dude, first off, let me just say, watching you like grow as a soccer player and everything, seeing all your success, Seattle U, and then where'd you go after Seattle U?
Reno.
Reno?
Yeah, I got drafted by San Jose and then went to Reno.
Yeah, and that was, dude, watching all that happen was so sweet. And then now that you're back in New Mexico, that's so exciting.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Dude, it's going to be awesome watching you play.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here too.
Yeah?
Yeah, because we're 98s, dude. We're the 98s.
I know, dude. It's been so long since I've seen like any of those guys.
Really?
Yeah. Do you hang out with them still?
Only Luis.
Only Luis?
Yeah, Luis. And I see Josh here and there. I talk to Joe a little bit, but not too much.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I think Johnny and Lucinda are going to plan like a 98 reunion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Oh, the crazy times we encountered. Oh, geez.
No, yeah, you can lean on it. Don't worry.
Again?
It'll move, but whatever. I'm still trying to figure out how to like secure it really nicely to the wall. I think I'm gonna raise it up a little bit and then put wood slats that like go into this.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't move.
That'll be pretty cool.
But yeah,
Super
this is
cool.
my psychotic contraptions. I was over summer when everything happened with Corona.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I gotta make something. Like
Yeah.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just thought this up in my head, drew it down really quick, and then started making it.
That's amazing, bro. Look at this. What an engineer you are.
I was going to school for engineering, but then I was like, I got too much other stuff I want to do.
Yeah, dude, because engineering's going to take up like 90% of your time.
Dude,
huh?
one of my roommates, is an engineer. He never has any free time.
Yeah.
I mean, he has more because of coronavirus.
Yeah.
And we had online classes, so it changed so much.
Yeah.
Like it got easy.
Yeah, my friends too, like the engineers, like soccer players, they can barely handle it. Like they barely pass because they can't focus on soccer and school at the same time.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah, dude. He was on the soccer team too, and he had to like skip trainings because he had labs during
and stuff,
training
yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, especially like.
What did you major in?
So I was going to do financial, business finance, but I didn't really like the numbers and all that stuff. I do like numbers, but not like to like study it. So I just did strategic communications because I want to be a public speaker when I grow up a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like after soccer?
After soccer, yeah, talk to little kids or whatever comes up.
You're already doing that a bunch, huh?
Yeah, I am.
You liking that?
I love it, dude. I love to motivate kids.
I bet.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds awesome. I've always thought about like motivating people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's got to be so like gives you so much when you get to motivate someone. You can see that they're motivated
Mm-hmm.
by what you say.
Right. What's the best thing that I like is that when they text you like, "Hey, I did this, what you told me to do," or like, "I took your advice and it's been working out great." And that's when I'm like, "Oh, that feels really good."
When did that start?
The motivational speaking.
Like when did you like when did you like first feel that where you're like, yeah, dude, I want to keep like motivating people?
Well, when I left Albuquerque and you see all these kids because you know how I went to the Del Norte High School and then I went to like the Northeast Heights like in Cleveland Middle School, so I got a little bit of different like growing up vibe from Albuquerque. So I see like two sides. I got the nice part and also got like the ghetto part. So
Definitely.
And I think a big reason why people don't grow out of Albuquerque is because they just don't see like bigger pictures. They don't see that they can do it. So they're like, oh, I have to be like this guy. This guy robs. This guy steals. That's how everybody does it. But, you know, if I could do it, and you guys can too. You know, I come from, I live from McKinley Middle School.
Yeah.
You know, that's not super ghetto, but like, you know.
It's more ghetto than where we are right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then I went to the Norte High School, you know, like graduation rates there are, you know, really low. So, and I went to Cibola High School, you know, white, you know, good area. So then I got the best of both worlds and I want to help my people out. That's when it was probably like sophomore year when I started realizing, you know what, if I could do this, you know, I want to help my people out back in Albuquerque.
Is that what pushes you for soccer?
What pushes me for soccer the most is my family. Just watching them, seeing them like super happy when I'm about to play. They send me snaps. They're watching it. My dad drinking the beer. They're super excited. They get nervous for me. So, and then when I score a goal, they they're all ratted up.
Freaking out.
Yeah, so that's what pushes me the most. And I love it. I love playing soccer.
I know you do.
You know this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could train every day, 2 or 3 times a day. I don't care. You know.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've always known that about you, that you were gonna do something with soccer.
Thank you.
I remember one of my first memories of you was when I was playing for like the Corrales Cubs, and you were playing with America.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! We played at a field right over here, actually, and you guys beat us like 13-0.
Really?
Yeah, like whooped us, dude. And I was like, what? I was so upset. And my coach was like, you need to go like give high fives and stuff. And I was like, dude, we just lost 14-0. I'm not giving anybody a high five. I was so pissed off. And then I just walked away, and I went over to my dad, and my dad grabbed me and he was like, what's going on? And I was like, I told him I'm not giving high fives because we all played like shit. And my dad was like, good. That's the last time you're playing with this team.
Really? Oh my God. I remember that.
It was not like my best moment, but I was also, we were young. I have no idea how old we were.
I mean, if I was playing for Corrales, it's probably like 8, 9,
Well,
7.
yeah, I was like 8 or 9. And then right after that, I think is when I went to the Rush.
Caliente.
Yeah, Caliente.
Yeah, there you go. It's Pancho Macias.
Yeah. And then
Big
you
guy.
were still on America for a while.
I was.
When did you come over to
I think it was when I was 13.
13?
13, yeah.
That was a big year, dude.
It was
when
a
you
huge
came
year.
over, who came with you?
Um,
Who
I
was
don't
on
remember.
that team with you? Victor, right?
No, Victor came from like Fusion.
Oh, yeah.
Like Fusion, yeah.
I barely remember those days.
Yeah, it was freaking such a long time ago, dude. Great days though, because Pancho tried to get me to come to Caliente for a long time, but I'm a very loyal person.
I know.
And the
Yeah.
reason why I stayed with America for such a long time is because Marcos, he gave me the opportunity. He, he helped me out. So I was like, I'm not gonna leave him. Until one day, I was tired of losing to you guys because you guys kept beating us. That's when you guys would just destroy us. And I was like, you know what, dude? Like, let's go play for a winning team. Because
Sometimes you just got to know when to switch.
yeah, dude. And like one tournament, we lost the tournament. I was, you know what? I'm just tired of this. Like, let's just do it. Let's go to Pancho. Because Pancho was a really nice guy too. And he kept promising me to like go to college and ODP and all these things. I was like, you know what? I want to do those things. So then I switched over. And then from there, we went to Phoenix. It was probably one of my first tournaments.
Yeah.
To Phoenix, we won, what was it called? Not President's Day. What was it?
It was
Sereno?
Sereno Cup.
Sereno
yeah.
Cup. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
With Sean.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Was that your first tournament with us?
No, not the first tournament.
But I remember the one with Sean too.
That was officially like my first like big tournament.
The one with Sean was. Do you remember that goal that Sean scored?
yeah.
Where he backheeled it over his head while he was running.
Yeah.
And then he scored it. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell? Also, that tournament, a ball rolled out into the street and a bus ran over it perfectly and it exploded.
I don't remember that one.
Dude, I remember this. I don't remember anything else except for those two moments.
Yeah, exactly. Sean, if you're hearing this, you're a baller.
I haven't seen Sean since I have no idea when.
He texted me in.
Did he?
Yeah, because he went to academy, so he used to hang out with like Luis and them all the time. So I used to see him all the time. And like Elijah, remember Elijah?
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to see him a couple times, but he messaged me. So he's a good dude. I miss him. Yeah, that was a tournament. That was probably my first big tournament with you guys. Because I always used to guest play with you guys. Because I went to Vegas a couple times with you guys. I went to Denver. We played 3v3 together. We went to freaking regionals. That was fun, dude.
We played for a long time together.
Yeah. From like what?
I mean, you started guest playing early. And then
10,
you fully came over like 13,
Yeah.
you said. And then I think I left at 15. So not that long, but
It's like 10. That's like 5 years.
yeah. That's a while.
That's a while.
That's a lot. Like we knew each other and played with each other for a while.
It was fun though.
It was fun.
Couple state championships together. Regionals.
Like we didn't win.
You went to Hawaii, right?
No.
You didn't go to Hawaii. Oh, okay, good. Because
Hawaii was wild.
Hawaii was wild. Did you hear about it?
Yeah. I heard that you guys got in trouble.
We did.
Yeah.
We don't like to talk about that though.
That's probably better. Do you remember the regionals when we went with the Strikers?
With the when we went to
And we
Washington
got the cops
D.C.
called on us?
Wait, Washington D.C.
No. That was me, you, and Joe guest played for another team when we went to Washington.
With the Strikers.
Yeah, the older team. Justin's older team.
Oh, the Stingers.
Stingers. Stingers.
When was this?
I don't remember, but I know you were there.
Is it when you had your what is it called? A slingshot?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then one of the guys on the Stingers stole my slingshot and was shooting it. Got into an argument with a lady at the the hotel next door to us.
Yeah.
And then we got the cops called on us.
Yeah.
And then he blamed it all on me. And I was like, what the fuck, dude?
That was hilarious. That was a great time. That was with the Stingers?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I can picture exactly who it was, but I have no idea what his name was.
I remember I was there for sure because
We were all there.
Yeah.
Everyone was out with our bus because we went on the bus.
Oh,
We were right next to the bus, and the cops sat us all down on the curb. The 18-year-olds, because they were 18 at the time.
Oh,
and then us.
yeah.
And we were all sitting on the curb.
Right.
And they were like, whose slingshot is this? And I was like, it's mine, but I wasn't doing anything.
Oh, yeah, I remember that because we didn't go with the Stingers. Like, our team was there, right?
We were at the same hotel, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. We were at the same hotel. I think it was regionals.
Yeah,
I think it was Idaho,
regionals.
yeah.
Yeah, it was Idaho.
Yeah, that's when I gave my shirt to a girl and your
Yes.
dad yelled at me.
Dude, that was... I remember that so well.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
That
I love your
was funny.
parents too. I love your parents so much, dude, because like I remember they used to keep me in check.
Did they?
Did that. Yeah, all the time. Kim and Mike used to yell at me all the time, which was good because like, oh shoot, I need to step up my stuff.
Yeah.
So when I gave my shirt to that girl, her name was Jade.
Mm-hmm.
They came in the bus to me and Kiko. They were like, "Why are you giving that shirt away? Like, we paid for that." And I was like, I don't think of those things.
Right.
But that makes me realize like it's basically like a gift they're giving me. I don't want
Yeah.
to just give it away, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, they used to keep me in check all the time.
That's funny, dude. I remember, I didn't know if you were going to want to bring that up or not.
Oh, absolutely. I don't care. Yeah.
That was funny. I remember I like walked into the stairwell and you and Jade were in the stairwell and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, okay, that one's too far. That one's off the record. No, but no, I like to talk about those things because they make you grow as a person, dude. I swear, all these experiences I had make you grow as a person. Like, I never give my shirt away again.
Yeah.
Because your parents gave me a different outlook on how to look at it. Because for me, it was like, oh, it's my shirt, I'm just gonna give it away. But no, it was a gift from your parents.
Right.
Why would I be giving that away? You know, so those experiences, I like them because it teaches me not to mess around with girls at tournaments anymore.
It's not, well, you learn from them. There's a lot of people that don't learn from them.
Yeah.
Like, you're smart about that. You've learned from a lot of your mistakes and that's why you're at where you're at. Like,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
dude, it's crazy. Seeing, like, I messaged you and then I think it was the same day. United put out that thing that said, actually, I followed
Depot. Yeah, Depot. Yeah.
and he like shared it on his story and it was the silhouette of you running from the United Instagram. And I was like, damn, that's Sergio. Sergio's about to play for United.
Yeah.
I was like, what timing?
Yeah, what a time. That was actually pretty cool because I knew that I was going to sign like 2 weeks before I got announced. But when you reached out to me, like it was a day before I got announced.
Yeah.
So then when I was about to respond to you, I just got bombarded by all these
I
messages.
know, dude.
It was like getting drafted again, dude. It feels really good.
Yeah.
Like when I got drafted, I checked my phone. I was scrolling through my social media and just thousands of messages. Same thing when I announced to come to New Mexico. And it feels really good to have all the support, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, there's one thing that like I'm so excited for you to be a part of United because when UNM like dropped their program, I was like so upset because I remember like us going to those UNM games and like that was so inspirational. I was like, I want to play here.
Exactly,
You
right?
know?
That's what I mentioned on one of my interviews. I was talking to I think it was KOB4 or whatever, and they were like, what excites you? And I was like, well, what excites me? I used to watch UNN. Like we used to watch Devon Sandoval play and scoring goals, and we used to be like, yeah. Like that was probably the best like feelings when you're growing up. And now there's a professional team here. So now you have like kids have a lot to look forward to now. They're gonna be looking at us like, whoa.
And it's so good because like Devon Sandoval plays for them, but he's kind of like a generation removed. Like everyone knows that he like went to like was playing at UNM and everything, but like you're a little younger. You're like bringing in that New Mexico spirit again. I mean, obviously they have so much New Mexico spirit, but like you're from Albuquerque. Like you grew up here playing with a ton of people that we know and a lot of people know of you.
Right.
And dude, I'm so excited just to see that reaction.
Yeah, I'm excited too, dude, because I saw last year 15,000 people out at the games. Unreal.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Dude,
yeah.
the support that team gets is unreal.
Yeah, I can't wait to experience, and the fans are crazy too. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So
How was it dealing with, like, obviously you've been drafted, you've signed for other teams. How is all of that, like you're having to negotiate things, right?
no,
Or
I have
are
an
they
agent.
your agent is doing that
my
for
agent. My agent, Sarush Abdi. Suresh Abdi, yes.
Damn,
I think he's from Iraq or Iran. He's from Iran.
How did you find him?
So when I was playing at Seattle University, he's from Seattle. So he usually, like, the way it works, agents scout like potential, assets or players, whatever. And he reached out to me along with a couple other agents. And Suresh was just super generous and very, what's the word I'm looking for? Just genuine. Yeah, genuine.
Okay.
And I liked him, so we went together and we started a team together. And I signed a contract with him, and he started out looking for teams for me before the combine.
Right.
So that's how it worked. And then he negotiates everything, and then he just tells me what he's negotiating for. I tell him yes or no, and there you go.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, it's great. It's a pretty cool experience.
When did it click for you when you were like, shit, I'm like doing this?
Well, I've been asked this question a lot for like the past couple months, and I have, I think, 3 answers. So the first one is the opportunity to play college soccer. I think when I was a sophomore or junior, that's when I was like, okay, I can go play soccer and get my school paid for. And then that's when it clicked for college soccer. Now for professional soccer, it was not until like the start of my senior year. And I was like, okay, this might be able to happen. Might be able to make a living out of this. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I was like, okay, let's freaking do this. And it was a lot of anxiety, dude. Like,
I bet.
It's like a lot of pressure too, because, I have a family. I don't take care of them, but I'd like to help them out. And
you want to.
Yeah, I want to.
I'm sure you want to take care of them.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So then, if I don't get drafted, what am I going to do? Am I going to keep playing soccer? And all those things bring anxiety. So it was fun, but at the same time, very stressful and anxious and all that stuff.
Did you ever go through a time where you're like, dude, I just can't do this?
Yeah, I did multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just have to keep going. Yeah. In college, I think it was my sophomore year. When was it? Yeah. My sophomore year, I was like, no, sophomore or junior year.
For your freshman year, didn't you get rookie of the year?
Yeah. I got WAC freshman of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. WAC freshman of the year.
Freaking sweet.
Yeah. It was freaking sweet. Dude.
That makes sense. Like you're on a really big high. Mm-hmm. If it was your sophomore year that you like went through it, mm-hmm. and then like your freshman year, you're on this high, and then mm-hmm. sophomore year, it's always going to like ebb and flow. So you never, yeah. But was it that sophomore year? That, like,
it was sophomore year, but then junior year, I started getting I think the end of my junior year, I started getting panic attacks. And that was because I had a lot of pressure on whether I was going to play pro or not. And I didn't realize it. I'm like, why am I getting these panic attacks? And I realized that it was a lot of pressure. Like subconsciously, like your body's definitely taking a toll and a mental toll. So then I got it all fixed out. I started relaxing, doing some meditation, all that stuff. And then my rookie year as a pro, I went through it again because I had a lot of injuries, tons of injuries. I had a hernia surgery. I had knee, like MCL, I was out for like a month and a half. I had an ankle out for like 3 weeks. So I played like consistently like 6 games and that's it. Every other time I was like playing, not playing, playing, not playing. And I played like a total of 16 games out of 32. I didn't even get to come to New Mexico because I had a hernia surgery. So when you have you had like a pretty big injury?
Yeah, I tore my knee twice in 1 year.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that is. So you probably know the mental struggles you go through. You know, like it's terrible, dude, because you can't do anything. Mm-hmm. Like you can't even have fun with your friends because you can't even walk straight, or you can't, your knee starts hurting. It locks up, and like all those mental things, like, oh geez, dude, like I wish nothing like that for anybody. Like,
yeah, no, it's terrible. I had to be in a straight leg brace for 6 weeks. Like could not bend my knee. And I wasn't like, I couldn't keep up with people. I'm super active. Like I'm sure you are. And like anyone who plays soccer, like we're active people.
Right.
And I was like, I literally can't do like anything right now. Yeah. And I couldn't dude, I'm so inflexible. I couldn't put on my own socks and I was pissed.
Oh my God.
I was so mad, dude. I remember it was like 2 days after surgery, 3 days after surgery, maybe. I needed a shower and my girlfriend was helping me out. Thankfully, I had my girlfriend because I literally couldn't put my own socks on and stuff. Right. But she was with her dad, and I needed a shower, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm just bending my knee," and I just took the sock off.
Oh my God!
And just like got in the shower because I was like, I'm not gonna feel like so useless,
dude. Oh my God! You just said it perfectly. Useless.
Yeah.
Because when I had surgery, thankfully I had my girlfriend, and I couldn't even go poop without her help. I'm serious. It was disgusting.
No,
yeah.
It's
she
hard.
would have to like help me go down. Like
I bet with the hernia, dude.
Yeah. And like the first day after the surgery, you get really nauseous because like the anesthesia and all that stuff. So I wake up and I go to the restroom once. I'm like, Christy, please come help me. Because I was about to pass out because I was like hyperventilating. I wanted to throw up. I wanted to poop. I don't know what the hell was going on with me. I was like, come and help me. And I'm like, and so if it wasn't for her, Jesus. So you know that feeling, useless.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's the worst. That is, and then like the recovery after, like you're like, I got to get through this part. And then there's still more. Like you have to go through like getting stronger again. You have to like figure out range of motion for like if you tear your knee, you have to like work so long on range of motion.
Right.
And it's just like, it's a mind fuck.
It's terrible, bro. And more than that, bro, people don't talk about the psychology and like the science part of like behind doing sports. When you play sports, you release all these endorphins and like chemicals that your body loves. So when you don't do that, you're literally like irritable all the time. You're mad, you're stressed because you're not releasing all those endorphins. So, and people don't talk about that.
No.
Like when people get injured and they don't play for 2 weeks, what do you think is going through their head? They're freaking stressed out. They're irritable. They're not releasing what they're used to releasing. So that plays a part too.
Especially when you're like at a competitive level. Like you were trying to play professional.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to play for like a college team. So I was working, but I was like, what if I like can't come back from this when you're doing that? And you're like, well, I mean, I know I can come back from it, but like there's still that like inkling in your mind. You're
of course, yeah.
You're like, this is brutal.
You know, you bring up another good point because I don't know if you've seen a lot of my speeches, but the thing I talk about the most is the power of the brain.
Yeah.
And tell yourself you can do it, right? And I went through such a hard challenge with the injury that I would have that little voice. What if you can't do it? What if you just quit? And that was, dude, it was terrifying because I was like, I've never had that before in my life. So the challenge was unreal, dude. Like it was December, like the end of December, and I was barely able to like start jogging. And the season started in 2 months. As a pro, like like even if you're just playing for your college team, that's fun for you. That's your challenge. Like,
yeah, and I was trying to play. Like I wanted to play. That was my motivation. I hadn't played.
Yeah, exactly. So
and the year that I tore my knee, I was getting to the point where I was like gonna play, and then I tore it, and then I had to restart. And I was like, "Fuck, dude! I was so close," and then it's just taken away from me. And it's been like that, like my whole college career. Like I was starting, and then Corona hit.
Oh my God.
And the season's gone. And then I'm done. I'm not going back to college. I'm never playing at Fort Lewis ever again. And I never got that opportunity to like be the starting center back for a season. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, but I do see some positives. Like
me too.
You've overcame so much, dude. And like that the mental fortitude that you have to have for that, like you're a very strong dude. Like to be able to come back from 2 knee surgeries and still try to come back after like COVID hits and you're still trying to play, like that just says a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it was brutal, but I was like, I never had that like quit in my head. I was like, if I'm committing to something, I'm committing to it.
Right.
And I've given so much to this team. I've put so much of myself into this that like, if I give up, I'm not only like letting my team down, but I'm also letting myself down. I
love that. I literally love that. Like I could bring you to my camps and I'll have you tell your story because that's why I try to teach them because like everything else is out of your control. COVID, out of your control. Injury, out of your control. Yeah. But what you did, you kept coming back. And that's literally what I try to teach people. And when you grow old and when you're 40, you're not going to regret it because you did everything you could.
Right.
What else could you do?
And I had to get to that point like now where I'm like, I had to give up on soccer because I still have 2 more years of eligibility because I tore my knee twice and I redshirted my freshman year. And I just got to the point where I was like, soccer has done what it was supposed to do for my life. Like it's taught me how to be determined and how to stick with it. But like I've got bigger fish to fry now for me, like I never had aspirations of playing professional like you do. So it's totally different, Right. I've got family to help out and support and I've got big goals business wise that I'd like to see through. And it's just like, it's time. I got to the point where I was like, it's time.
Right.
Plus school's terrible. School is very important. And it's really good for you. I learned so much and grew a ton in school. But it's also just like you get to a point where you're just like, this isn't even worth it anymore.
Yeah.
Like I have my degree. I don't even want to be in marketing. You know, I want to own my own businesses, which like you have to know marketing. But like, I was like, college isn't what I need to do right now.
Right.
So it was time for me to move.
Well, you know, it's like, once again, like I see like you've grown up so much from last time I talked to you, because as long as you know what you want to do and you have no regrets, you can do it, you know, because I tell kids too, out of 1,000 kids, maybe one's going to make it pro, maybe one. And you had the mentality of that you didn't really want to go pro. And as long as you know that, then you're okay with yourself.
Yeah.
And you have other goals. Like your goal is now to own a business. So now use the soccer skills and the motivation you got from soccer and use it for your business now.
Exactly.
And never quit. You know, like I bet your mom with her restaurant, you know, she struggled a lot, but she keeps going, just like you did with your injuries. And you have to use that same attitude. Yeah. So good, man. I'm glad you found your way, dude. Because sometimes like when people quit soccer, they're like, what am I going to do now? Like they feel lost. They feel lost. And I'm glad that you found like your way.
I had that though. I mean, I was struggling so much with like, I had to tell my coach, and we like scheduled meetings because I was planning on coming back this spring, and I just told him a couple of weeks ago.
Oh shoot.
And so we had like meetings scheduled for the after season just a couple of weeks ago. And I was so anxious. I was like freaking out. And then he got on the call with me. We zoomed for it. And, or no, just FaceTimed. And I was like so overwhelmed that he was like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "I can't come back."
I can't come back.
And that's like how it happened, dude. And I was like, he's like, "I know."
He
like,
decided.
And I was worried that he was going to be like upset. Felt like I was letting him down. You know, like I never wanted to like let the team down or anyone down. But he was so supportive and was like, you've given so much to this program, and it's been great having you here. And I understand it's time for you to go. Like there's bigger things than soccer for you.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Coaches, I love you like that, man. Don't come around often, I'm telling you.
I know.
Yeah.
How was your college?
My college coaches, amazing. Best coaches, not best coaches, but like one of the best coaches I've had.
Yeah.
You know, like Coach Peter Fewing and Nathan Delegon and Billy Colello and Vince Volpe. It was like a family, dude. That's why it was so hard to go to the pros, because in the pros, you're a piece of meat. You're a piece of meat. Dude. Whenever you can play, you can play. If you're not, then they don't care about you.
Is it like that?
Oh, yeah, it's bad. Yeah, but I mean, the coaches are still like, my coach Ian Russell is still great and stuff like that. But in reality, it's a business, dude. If you can't play, then you're not good for their business. You know, if a guy keeps, you know, telling you that he can't work at Vernon's, what are you going to do? You're probably going to fire him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. So you're a piece of meat. And I mean, some coaches take it differently, but most of the time it's like that. It's a business. So at college, they love, like, I loved it.
It's like a family.
Oh, yeah. I was like a family. And when I left that, oh, Jesus, I was lost for a while, dude.
I bet.
Oh, it was terrible.
It's like a totally new thing.
Yeah.
You're like, I was playing soccer with a family, and now I'm just playing soccer with myself and trying to make it with this team.
Yeah, and then you know the college experience with your teammates.
Yeah.
Like you are hanging out all the time. You're, you know, partying or just going out to eat and whatever the case is. You're always
just
with
having
your friends,
fun.
Right? Yeah. Over here, you know, people have families and they have families to take care of. So you're alone a lot of the times. Luckily, this past year, I had so many good friends.
At what?
Reno.
Reno.
Yeah. If I could have the team from last year from Reno, that'd been the best.
Yeah. Did they shut down?
Yeah, they shut down
Because of COVID?
Because of COVID. Yeah, they had financial issues. Yes, it was terrible. I bet you a couple more teams are gonna probably shut down too.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, everyone's shutting down because of COVID.
Yeah.
Like we are struggling at Vernon's to stay alive.
Right.
Like we're at 25% capacity outdoors. We've had to buy 25 stand-up heaters, and before this, I was putting together more heaters.
Jesus.
Just to like put them out on the patio so that people are comfortable. And like Vernon's is like, have you been to Vernon's?
No.
So Vernon's is like a really high-end, super high-end, like steakhouse, private dining. Like it's where you go for an engagement or like a big celebration or something like that, birthday. And it's all indoors, is really classy. And now we're having to move that outside, try and make it still classy, trying to keep everybody warm.
Right.
And really just trying to stay alive.
Yeah. Try and mimic the experience that that you get indoors, right? That is wow.
And we've spent thousands and thousands of dollars like changing things to the outside of and like enclosing our patios more just to like make it. But it's crazy, dude. The people that love us. We turn the lights on and people come in.
Really?
It's crazy. Like we're making it right now. But we just don't. The main problem right now is we have to close at 9.
Why is that?
Because that's the governor's orders.
At 9?
At 9.
What does that have to do with anything?
They say that people, when they get drunk, it becomes super spreaders.
Okay.
Which there's no data to say that.
Yeah.
A lot of this, there's not very much data. But that arbitrary 9 o'clock close time is really screwing us over because we have to like kick people out. Like if we sit someone at 6:45 or 7, they're only here. That like lots of people like to sit for like 2 hours.
Right.
And we sit sometimes 7:15, 7:30. So they only get like an hour and a half before they got to go. Jesus. And some people just sit there like to take their time. Like usually it's fine.
Right.
They can sit there for 3-4 hours and just have fun. But now we have to like urge people to like start ordering.
That is terrible.
And it's brutal. If we were able to have everybody there until 11, it would be a totally different story because we can spread all that out. We have a small kitchen as it is. So when we have to pack everything into like a 7 o'clock order time and we have 30 people ordering something at 7 p.m., we're fucked. Yeah. It's crazy.
That's so crazy to see. Like I heard that businesses were struggling, but then when you're telling me like the insider is like, yeah, Vernon is a very high end class, right? And I knew that a little bit, but then you have to mimic that outside. Yeah. How can you do that?
It's impossible. Like it's not the same thing. It's really great. Like we're doing it. Like people are loving it. And it's warm and like we've put so much work into it that like people are supporting us, but it's so like, it's like, we love the Vernon's brand and we love that like indoor dining, like making it super special for everybody. So it's hard for us. It's almost harder for us than the patrons.
Yeah. Cause like when I think about Vernon's, if I already went to Vernon's, I'm thinking about, okay, I'm going to go there, have a really nice meal inside, closed doors, like warm, really high-end class. And then when they come, they're outside, so I'm glad that you guys are making it.
And most people don't even know that it's outside.
Really? Yeah. I gotta go check it out.
Yeah, dude, you should.
Yeah, absolutely.
We would love to have you. The food is unbelievable.
I've never had
the best steaks in the state. And if not, there's more. Like we have the best steaks that there are.
Okay. I love your confidence, dude. I love it.
They're so good. I mean, every time when I eat one, I'm like, there's no way.
There is no way. Yeah. Behind the steaks, gotta be a great cook, right?
So we have we don't have like a chef. We just have cooks. So we train cooks and we just teach them the right way to do it. And
that's great. What is the right way? Can we have the recipe, please?
I think I'm not even sure because I'm not a cook.
Right.
But I think it's the way that we cook it. They have it heats it from the top and the bottom at the same time. Ooh. And then the meats that we get are like the best meats you can get and all that stuff. It's super good.
Oh, I would love to go get one.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Devon, you can't do this to me. I love steak too.
Well, so how's everything been with the family and like coronavirus and like since all this started? How have you been?
It's been good.
Just keep going. I'm going to turn this camera back on. We've
been fortunate enough to, stay alive as well because, with COVID, my parents work in the restaurant business. Your parents know this. You know this. They work for Cheddar's and Foot Ruckers, so they closed down most of them. Well, they go to 25% capacity.
Yeah.
And only managers stay. So my mom was able to keep her job. My dad wasn't. But I've been helping my older brother start his his flooring business, like the wooden floors and tile and stuff like that. So, luckily I've saved enough to help my family, and we're helping each other. So everything's good, healthy, happy. That's the most important part, is being happy with each other.
Definitely. I mean, attitude is everything. Like if you go through this whole craziness that we're going through right now with like a really shit attitude, you're gonna get shit results.
Oh, absolutely.
There's people who like took this coronavirus like in fly and are killing it.
Right.
You know, it's just different attitudes. You got to figure out ways to live.
Exactly.
Like you can't just mope around.
And you know, even the richest people say it, the people who take a bad situation and turn into a good situation are probably be the most successful people.
Oh yeah.
Like if you take the COVID and you've grown, like that says a lot, and you're probably gonna make it.
Yeah, dude. There's this I really like comedians because, for one, I would love to be a comedian. I'm not funny enough, but I would love that idea of being a comedian because they just like put themselves out there so much, like in front of everybody. Right. And like, it's kind of the same thing with what you're wanting to do, like public speaking and stuff like that. That shit, that scares the fuck out of me.
Really?
Like talking in front of a lot of people freaks me out.
Yeah, it brings a lot of anxiety to people, even myself. But when I look at it, I'm like, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna die? No.
Yeah.
Am I gonna get hurt? No. So what am I scared about?
Worst thing is you like fuck up some words.
That's it.
Yeah.
And who cares?
Yeah. No one cares.
Yeah, they really don't. Because I mean, if you watch a speech, they're gonna mess up. People are gonna mess up. They're gonna be like, oh, sorry, excuse me. They stutter for a little bit, and then you keep going with your speech. Do you remember the stuttering? Not really.
No.
Unless you're Ronaldo or like Messi, like you have millions of eyes on you. But
right, dude, it's so wild because there are people that just totally break the mold of that. Like one of my favorite people, Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX. He's doing more than anyone else on the planet, and he is probably one of the worst public speakers there is. He says all the time. He stutters. He like doesn't really know what he's saying. But he doesn't give a damn. Like he's just like, I'm trying to do things and I'm trying to tell people how I'm doing them.
Right.
So like if I mess up, who cares? And I'm not going to mess up what I'm saying. I'm just going to stutter.
And you know what's the funny part too is that when he gives a speech, they don't even mention he's stuttering. They mention what he's saying.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's what I'm trying to say is that they don't really care.
Yeah.
So like, why be scared?
Yeah. I mean, once like people start to understand who you are, and then like if people like you, they're not going to nitpick at those things.
Exactly.
If you're an ass, people are going to be like, well, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that we can talk about here.
Unless you're in a TED Talk. Now that one's like
TED Talks are crazy.
TED Talks are crazy. Those guys are good at public speaking, man. Like those guys, good for them.
Yeah, but I totally spaced what I was saying. But the comedian that I really like, Andrew Schultz, he like this quarantine hit and he started doing all this stuff where he was coming up with these social media posts. It's called, he's in every post, he would say, turn your phone sideways on Instagram, and you would turn your phone sideways so you could watch it in the wide view. And then he would like do these comedy bits like really quick. And he took it so far. He got a Netflix deal and put four episodes out. They're 15 minutes long, just comedy. Yeah.
Really?
Just killed it.
Just like that.
Yeah. Just was like, I know what we're going to win. That's what he said during one of his talks. Like, cause he went and did like a bunch of people's podcasts, for the debut of it. And he was like, I knew from when we started, like when the quarantine started and all that's like Corona started, I knew we were going to win because that was my mindset. I was like, I love that. We're going to go and attack this. We're going to find a way to like still make people laugh. Even though we can't be in front of people.
Wow. Good for him. That's so good.
Isn't that cool?
And just started just from social media, turning the phone on.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. He just started producing a bunch of stuff and like putting everything out there, and then saw one that like people really started liking and just ran with it. And then all the way up to Netflix.
That's crazy, man. Do you think about like how you can just grow like that, like this, especially in the COVID? Ooh.
Yeah. And it's so weird how like different industries just like skyrocket. Yeah. In like different situations, like Amazon, all that online stuff is just through the roof right now. Yeah. And I mean, it's hard. I'd be hard pressed to say that like people at Amazon aren't like, well, yeah, let's stay inside, you know? Yeah. Let's keep people from going out.
Yeah.
You know,
because they've made it so much money, huh?
So much money.
And Tesla too, right?
Yeah. I'm an investor, and so I've made a lot of money.
That's great. That's great. Elon Musk, if you're hearing this, give this guy a couple of $1 million.
Dude, if Elon Musk's hearing this, just come on my podcast. That'd be so sick. That's like my life goal, is to just talk with Elon Musk for a little while.
He talks like a robot because he's just so smart.
Yeah, he's stupid smart. Yeah, it's like crazy.
Like a robot, like, you know, like robotic kind of thing. He's so cool to watch him.
Yeah. I like, and like, I don't even know what the word is, but he's such like an inspiration to me because he's like, I know his life story. I've studied him for like a couple of years now, and he's just like given everything to what he believes.
Right.
Like all of it. Like he's put all of his money that he's ever made into what he wants. And even with the idea that the most likely outcome is failure for all of his businesses. Like starting a rocket business is like the most ludicrous thing that you could do from nothing. Like he started a rocket business from nothing.
That's crazy.
Like he had millions of dollars, but he was putting so many of those millions into Tesla already. And then now he has to put billions into a rocket business. And the rockets failed 6 times before they worked.
Right.
And like each one of those rockets is millions of dollars in the initial stages of building.
Crazy.
Them. And he's just like,
dollars.
He's like, I'm gonna just keep doing it.
That's crazy. And when you have that much money, then you can do it. You know.
Well, yeah, dude. Now he's like the second richest person on the planet.
How much is that? How many billions?
I think like 110. I mean, Jeff Bezos is. I think he hit 200 billion.
Oh my
this
god,
year.
dude! What do you do with that much money? Can you imagine?
You can't.
Yeah.
You literally can't spend that much money. He could spend $1 billion a year, and never like get anywhere near getting rid of all of it.
Dude. What is he gonna do with it? Is he gonna give it away or what?
I mean, he has to at some point, right?
Yeah.
Like that's so much money.
That is incredible.
It's hard for me to think about that because I'm like, how much of the world's problems could you fix with like 10?
10 billion, right? Exactly.
With like 10.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. That's crazy to think about. Like they're struggling to give like citizens $600 for stimulus.
Yeah, and then Trump's like 2,000.
Yeah, he could literally give a couple, 1 billion and help us out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Dude, so do you know El Presidente, Barstool's president? Do you know Barstool?
I know Barstool, but I've never like.
Yeah, so the guy who started Barstool, his name is El Presidente on, his name's Dave Portnoy, but on Twitter is El Presidente, and that's what people call him. And he started a fund for like restaurants and small businesses.
No way.
Because he was like, the government's not doing anything. So he started a fund, and they're at like $10 million.
No way.
Yeah. And
that is insane.
I think they started it like a couple of weeks ago.
So who's going to give it to? Just random
So
business?
people are submitting like videos and like saying why they need the money, and then he's picking them. Like there's a board of people that are like going through and looking at every single
Good
submission.
for him.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you submit a video yet?
No.
Are you gonna?
No, but well, we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Like we're not like we can do it as we are right now.
Okay, that's
like we're
great.
struggling, but we can make it. I think that there are a lot of businesses that aren't in the same boat.
Right.
You know?
Okay, that makes sense.
So, I mean, we probably should because it would help us. But I also think that there are a lot of other people that need it more than we do.
I love that. Jesus Christ, you're a good person. I love that. Not being selfish. Good for you. Yeah.
You know, you got to try. You got to try and be a good person. That's the only thing that you got to try and do, I think.
That's why I tell everybody too, like, you're worrying about politics, you're worrying about this and that. Just focus on being a good person. Like, at least try. That's it.
And the problem is, like, I struggle with, I've always struggled with anger, and you know that.
Yeah.
And I still do. And the problem is, like, it's so much easier to not be nice, you know? Like, it's way easier to, like, just blow up and get angry than it is to, like, take a breath and be like, okay, we can figure this out,
Right.
you know? And I still struggle with that. I still, like, have times where I just, like, explode because it's so easy for me. It's natural for me. Like, that's my natural, like, inclination is, like, when things go wrong, I get angry.
Right.
And then I figure it out. But I get angry at first. And, I mean, that's a lot about, like, circumstance and how I grew up. That's just the nature of, like, my family, and that's how my dad was. But it's not the right way, and I figured that out. And so I'm really trying to, like, get through that.
As long as you're trying. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the point. As long as you're trying to be a good person.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Can I use the restroom real quick?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, go to the bathroom. Okay. Go for it. I just got a notification that the first case of the more transmittable corona was detected in Colorado.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
I thought from the beginning that there was, like, this thing where if it's more transmissible, it's less deadly. Wasn't that something that was talked about at the beginning?
No idea.
You have
No idea. Yeah, no idea.
Did you pay attention to it much at the beginning?
I did. You know, when there was like 10 cases in China, I told my buddy, Tucker Bone, he's my roommate, I was like, dude, it's going to come to the United States.
Dude, that's what I said too.
Yeah, I was like, it's going to come to the United States, bro. It's going to get pretty serious. And he's like, bro, like if people die in the United States, bro, I'll give you all my life's earnings. And now he's like, oh, dude. Like, oh, dude.
I made like the same sort of thing with one of my buddies. I was like, this is serious. And he was like, this isn't that serious. Like, I promise you it won't kill 1 million people. And
That's
I was
crazy.
Like,
how many has it killed overall?
over 1 million.
Oh, right.
It's in total.
Oh,
yeah.
geez.
And like, we put a bet on it and it felt wrong putting a bet on like how many people are going to die.
Yeah.
And it was stupid, but I haven't asked him for the money.
Do you think, do you think there's a lot of like fake numbers out there?
You know, it's really interesting because I think that I think there's probably 60,000 people that have actually died from corona.
Yeah.
And the rest of them have died with corona.
But
so they've had comorbidities. So they've had diabetes,
right.
Other things that were killing them already, you know, and then corona just was there with them and they died.
Like they were already in the hospital, like with diabetes, they're about to like die, and all of a sudden they get corona, and there you go.
Yeah, maybe not in the hospital, but maybe they were in like a really bad state already. And
or already obese and huge.
Yeah, and that's like one of the biggest things is like our country, of course it's going to come through and wipe out some people.
Yeah.
Because like we're gluttons. Like we just eat.
Yeah.
And shit, we eat terribly.
Yeah.
And it's just like not healthy. Obviously, most of our food is really unhealthy. And we have a huge problem with like just health in this
Obesity,
country. And so if something is going to come around and it's going to like give you a little bit more trouble than you're already in, there's a lot of people that are right on that edge.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree with that too. So
and like old people, like they're at the finish line. So like not to be like morbid about it or anything, but that's like we have life expectancies. Like we get to a point where we're like, you know, we're getting close to the end.
Yeah, after like what, 70, you're already
right. 65, 70, you're like, I'm pretty close.
Yeah.
You know?
And then anytime between that, yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like you can see it with people. Like I'm almost positive I had it in the spring.
Right.
I got more sick than I'd ever gotten in my life. I had these crazy chills and, me and my girlfriend actually drove down here to watch the house because my mom had to go to a soccer tournament, and this was in January. And I was like in the car, I was like convulsing, and then we got here, and I was trying to get the stuff out of the car, and I was like, like doing that, and I was like trying to get stuff, and Charlie was like, "Just go inside. What are you doing? You can't like just leave it. I'll grab it."
Jesus Christ, that bad?
Yeah, and I had like 104.3 degree fever,
Wow.
like almost to the point where like we called.
Dude, that's hospitalization right there.
Yeah, like you're supposed to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And we called Charlie's. Charlie's
Angels.
Charlie's cousin's fiance, her husband, whatever, is a doctor. And we called him and was like, what do we do? And he's like, well, first you need to take because I went and got tested for the flu, strep and everything. And they were like, you don't have it. And then my mom was like, you were so sick. And so she called a friend in Albuquerque who gave me flu medication at my place with that, like just talking to her. She was like, you need something. And so I took that. And he was like, if your fever doesn't break in like 2 hours, you need to go to the hospital. And so I went to bed, fell asleep, woke up in a full puddle of sweat. Jesus. And I've never done that before. I've never woken up all sweaty. And I was like, what is going on? Did I piss the bed?
Yeah.
I was like, did I pee all over myself? And so I got up and I was pissed off because I was like with my girlfriend and it was disgusting and I was all sweaty and it smelled terrible. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And she's like, your fever broke. And I was like, oh, okay.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so I put towels down to sleep in towels so it would soak it up and then just went back to bed. And the next day I was good.
That's great.
It was like 3 days.
Jesus.
And then Charlie got it too. And she like was off and on sick for like 3 weeks. Jesus. So like it's serious.
Yeah.
But like if you're healthy and stuff like that, you can beat it.
Right.
It's not going to kill you if you're working out and doing stuff. And I think that's the biggest fault of our government is they've been like, no, we're your dad. Go lay down. Go stay at home. Don't do anything. We'll take care of you, rather than being empowering us to like be like, take vitamin D, get plenty of exercise, like prep yourself for if you get it.
Right. So you can be healthier.
Yeah.
Like lose some weight, do something. Yeah.
Exactly. Rather than just being like, go sit inside, don't see people. So your immune system's already destroyed. Like if you're at home alone, your immune system isn't going to be active.
Right. Exactly. And you're wearing gloves and you're wearing masks and all those things. Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah. People are like, they're prepping themselves for the virus.
Disaster. Yeah.
It's like, here, take all this stuff. And then when it hits you, it's going to hit you extra hard now because you're really not ready for it.
Oh, yeah. And like, I agree 100% with that, actually. I agree. Jesus. That comes a lot into politics, but I don't like politics. So
neither do I. I think politics is, obviously we just had an election and that was pretty wild. It was hard to see a lot of what was going on.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I'm hopeful. You got to be hopeful. We live in America, and I think it's the best country on earth. And you got to believe that.
You have to. If you live here, you have to. You're here for a reason, right?
It's hard for me. Yeah, dude. You know what sucks is seeing people that are so against. Like being so against someone that like even if they're running the country that you're in, you want them to fail. I'm like, I hope Joe Biden does so good. And I wasn't super against Joe Biden, but I hope he does great. I hope he helps so much because he's the president of the United States now.
Right.
Once Trump leaves office.
I like that. I like that about you.
And I think that it's important to like be supportive of the people that like are at the helm.
Right.
Like to an extent.
Right.
You have to give them, like there are some people around the country that are doing terrible jobs. And like you support them at the beginning, and then if they're doing bad jobs, that's part of America. You recall them or you do whatever, you don't vote them in again. You do all these things. But you have to give them the benefit of the doubt and let them try.
Yeah. Well, I like that a lot. Yeah, I don't even like politics, but it's like for me, I can't really vote for somebody who wants me out of the country.
Oh no, totally.
Like even if
totally
I liked
agree.
everything about it, because everybody's like selfish in a way. People like Trump because business. People like Biden because equal rights. People, everybody has their own thing. Whatever benefits them the most. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like if I voted for Trump, it'd be like voting for like a double-bladed freaking knife. Like I'm killing him and I'm killing myself at the same time. Like you know what I'm saying? Like.
It's difficult.
So like, if he wasn't, so I don't really like politics, but like I can't really, do a lot of things when he wants me out of the country, So
No, totally. And I think it's important to like be able to have conversations. Like we've gotten to a point with like our political landscape and the social landscape where like we just attack each other if they don't agree with us. And that's what makes America so great is like we can. Like it's what made America so great, not referencing Donald Trump, obviously, but like we were able to have discourse. We were able to like talk about what we disagreed.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah, exactly. And now we've gotten to the point where if someone disagrees with you, they're wrong.
You're wrong, yeah.
Right.
Did you ever see my Facebook? How many comments they would get?
Yeah. No, I did. I saw one with Zach Middleton.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like I love Zach and everything. I totally see their views.
Yeah.
But because he's very Christian and I understand where he's coming from. But there's so many other views that they decide not to look at. But just because I'm looking at a different way, like they don't. And I told him many times, like, look, Zach, whatever. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was like.
Yeah, I read through the whole thing.
And I was never like, F you, Zach. Like.
Right.
Like
you had discourse.
Yes. Like other guys that were commenting had what you're talking about were like, how the fuck can you like vote for him, Zach? Like you're black and all. Did you see those comments? I was like, oh shoot, like don't comment.
Yeah, that's not the way to do it.
That's not, dude. Like there was this girl named Sasha Lima that was like commenting, talking about like dick sizes and like, oh, my dick is bigger than yours. And like, I was like, what is this? What's going on here?
What are we talking
about? Because she's like Trump 2020 bitches, like all these things. And like people in my comment section were like, saying like some stuff, and then her husband came on and started talking shit to this other guy, and they're like, let's see who has a bigger dick and all these.
That's what happens when you become a public figure, Sergio. You become a place where everyone argues.
You know, and like in my perspective, obviously, I believe in like just being the right person, you know, and like I just know the way I look at it. I just know that if there was, I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican. I don't put, but I do know that if there was ever a chance where like, or a time where there comes a president and starts being really prejudiced against like white people and like starts telling them that they need to get out of their country, it wasn't there, I would fucking stand up for you guys every single time. I would go to, if your family was about to get taken out of the country, I would fight for you guys to the death. Like that's what I know about. Like I had a conversation with my friend. I'm not gonna say names, but one of my good friends, and he's friends with Isai, my little brother. And I put this picture up about Joe Biden, and he was like, "Why you like Joe Biden? Like after all we do for your family?" And I was like, I don't like to talk about politics, first of all, especially with you guys, because I love you guys and everything, and I don't want to destroy this thing. But just know this: that if there ever comes a time that there's a president that wants to, you know, kick your family out, wants to kill their rights and not allow them to work in this country and pay your taxes. My family pays taxes. I was like, I will go to bat for you guys. Like I would freaking kill for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's where I come from. Like I'm not Democratic or Republican. I just know that if there was ever like a situation, I would fight for the
you just
rights.
Try and vote for what's right.
Yes. So that's where I come from.
And that's great. Yeah. No, and I think that it's important, like, for us to have conversations like this. Like we probably disagreed on a lot of things, but we definitely agree on like human rights, basic human rights. And like, cause I'm very business minded and think about things like that. And I tried to do, like, I did a lot of research, and was very like, really didn't want to make the wrong decision, you know, when it came to voting. And I almost just didn't vote because I was like, this is just like, first of all, the fact that we're having to vote between two 70-year-old white men, that's the first. It's a failure. Yeah, it's a failure already. You know, when we had such great candidates, like the Democratic Party had great candidates in the beginning, and they ousted them all for nothing. Like, yeah, exactly. There's so much manipulation going on,
dude. It's crazy
that we don't get to see, and it's absolute bullshit because there are tons of people that would have gotten the vote easy, I think, over Trump. Right.
And you know, you bring up a good point because I do see a lot of good things in Trump, like the business side. For a lot of people that don't struggle with human rights but are struggling with business, they rather have Trump, and I see that. Yeah. And I see that 100%. I'm like, okay, like I get where you're coming from. Like religion too. Yeah. A lot of religious people like Trump because.
Yeah, and I'm not religious at all.
Right. So like, and I also see that too, and I respect that. Like I can't be like F you, like all these things. Like it's your opinion. And I had a really good talk with this guy from like Wyoming, and he was like, yeah, the reason why I like Trump is because of this and this and that, because it benefits my church better. And I was like, great, good for you. And I was gonna say one more point. And another thing I agree with Trump is that there's an evil agenda. Like there's definitely like government control. I agree with a lot of things he says, but like I said, I can't do it.
No, totally.
You know, I can't because, you know, I'm Mexican.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm DACA, so
I voted opposite of a lot of people that I know, and it's hard to have those conversations because it's hard to know whether like. Because I'm never going to attack someone for who they voted for. You know, like I think that like we live in a country where you get to vote for different people. And that's one of the greatest things that there is. Like everyone gets to look at the options and try and evaluate. And that's what I tried to do. My biggest problem with Joe Biden is like the change that he's done. It's too bureaucratic. You know,
like he's been here for 47 years. What makes us think that he's going to do better?
Well, yeah, like things like that. He's been trying to be a bureaucrat for 47 years. He's been ousted as a liar multiple times. He's voted on many agendas that really harm minorities. And like I totally believe in people's ability to change. Right. But I also believe that there are people that are just liars.
You know, and like that's true.
You know, and so it's hard. Like I'm not against you. obviously.
Right.
Like, I love you. Like, we haven't talked in a long time, but I've always been rooting for your success.
Yeah, appreciate that.
And I'm just not one to like be super outgoing. And I want, like, this is part of trying to get there, you know, talking with more people, getting to know more people. When I leave Albuquerque, all my friends in Albuquerque, they don't hear from me.
Really?
You know, when I leave Durango, all my friends in Durango, they don't hear from me.
Okay.
I'm just like, I'm very in the moment. Like, the people that are around me are the people that are around me.
Right.
Those are the people that I'm going to interact with. I suck at texting. I suck at social media. None of that is my shit. So I'm horrible at like following up with what people are doing, like urging people on through texts and stuff like that.
Right.
Because for me, it just feels like almost ungenuine. Like, do you ever get like when you have a birthday and you get like tons of people that are like, "Oh, happy birthday," and you're like, "I haven't heard from you in years."
Yeah, it happened when I just got signed with New Mexico. They're like, "Oh, great!" I was like, "Wait, I haven't talked to you in like 4 years."
Right.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to be that person that's like congratulating someone when we don't talk.
Right.
You know, I'd rather be like be able to see you face to face and be like, dude, you're killing it. I'm so proud of what you're doing. I'm proud that we got to play together, you know?
I appreciate that.
And
yeah.
so it's like, I think it means more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. Yeah. When I got your text, I was like, I haven't seen him in a while, but I would love to see him. I would love to hang out with him because it's been a long time, bro. And we had some great memories.
Yeah.
Washington, D.C., Hawaii. Oh, no, you wouldn't go to Hawaii.
I didn't go Hawaii.
Idaho a couple times. Freaking.
So many
Oh,
tournaments.
Jesus, dude. Name them. And I was always with your family.
Yeah.
All the time. So.
Yeah. You were with us a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
Dude, I forget about a lot
We
of
went
that.
on planes, dude. We went to the beach. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, some good times.
It's been great. Yeah.
It's been great.
It's so exciting to see where you've gotten to.
You too, man. Like different paths, but definitely you're getting there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, we're both working for our goals.
Yeah. There'll be a lot more to see in the future from me, but
100%. I believe it.
and I'm sure from you too.
Yeah.
Do you have like future plans right now?
What do you mean what?
Like, do you have like set goals for what you want to accomplish, or are you just like working, putting your head down, working and seeing what happens?
No, I always have to have goals. Always.
Me too.
Yeah. So my goal right now is to stay in shape. And then when it gets closer to preseason, I'll have to ramp it up.
When is
to
preseason?
March. Supposedly, if COVID doesn't hit.
Right.
COVID doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Are those cameras on?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure you don't get that on.
Oh, no, you're good.
Are you gonna edit this?
We're an hour in. People won't even see it.
Are you editing this?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, good. Yeah, because an hour in. Okay. Yeah, so if COVID doesn't strike again, supposedly, we're supposed to start in May, our first games.
Yeah. And I think I can come out and say it, that there's a lot of like bullshit going on with the COVID thing.
Like, no, dude, there's so much. Dude, like I said, I'm not Democratic. I'm not Republican, dude. I'm just trying to focus on being a good person.
Yeah.
That's it, dude. Because they don't care. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't.
No, dude.
Like, they don't. There's politics. There's millions of dollars in between the doors. There's freaking big companies freaking paying people. There's
dude, it's
Nancy Pelosi,
bullshit.
who is freaking worth 150 million, saying that we can get like $600 and that's fine. Who the hell says that?
Dude, and the worst part about all this is they're taking away our right to provide for ourselves.
Yeah. How are we so, dude, we could die.
They're putting it in the place where they are the only ones that can save us.
Exactly.
They want to be the saviors, and it's bullshit.
It's fucking bullshit. Yeah.
We're in a country where we work for it. You know, that's where we are.
Yeah.
If you want to succeed, you work your ass off, like you have.
Right.
You know?
I appreciate that. And I also see other people who are like, yeah, countries did a full lockdown for a month and we're clear out of cases. We could definitely do that. But can we? Like, I see both sides. And like, I don't want to get into it. It's not in my control, is it? Can you do anything about it? No. Can I do anything about it? No. So then what the hell am I going to go fight somebody about it for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's up to these freaking billionaires that are freaking running the country.
Yeah, and it's up to the people that are in office to just understand that we know that you got into office because you want the eye to be on you, and maybe in the beginning you had the idea that you wanted to help people, but like once people get like a feeling of power, they're just like they want to keep it,
right?
You know, and they don't want to give it back.
Like now, like Trump is over here saying $2,000, and then Mitch just declined it. So like, there's just so many different things. Like it's just always a curveball somewhere. Not even like to keep up with it because I just don't care. it's not up to me. What am I gonna do about it?
No, you just got to keep your head down and work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we got to do too. Like at the restaurant, we can't change it. Like we can't change what we're doing, but we got to sit down, fucking work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the only big problem that I had with Trump as a president, like probably one of the biggest problems, is that I experienced more prejudice and more racism comments since he came into office. And yeah, like the people are like, oh, let's stop with the bullshit. Like, let's just say things how they are. Well, first of all, my girlfriend, her parents called me a fucking dreamer.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, oh, you're gonna be with that dreamer just because I'm Mexican, dude. Like, can you believe that?
That's fucked.
Can you believe that,
That's
dude?
fucked.
They call me a dreamer, bro. Like, not even my name. They call me a freaking dreamer. Like, those type of things I'm talking about, bro. Like as a person, how can you do that to other people? Like, I would never call you like a white cracker or whatever. Like, I would never.
I
do
got
that.
those when we were on the same team together.
Oh, really?
There were people on our team that used to call me cracker all the time.
Oh, I mean,
And
yeah.
I mean, I
I-
understand.
as-
There's different, there's totally different scenarios,
Yeah.
I was in a position where I was in the upper middle class, and a lot of the kids that I played with didn't have that. And we were kids for one. Like we've gotten to a point now where we're older.
Right.
We can start making better decisions on those things. But like when you're a kid, I can't fault all of those people for saying stuff like that when they were a kid. They didn't know.
Well, yeah, because I always used to get called beaner, but it's also like the way they say things. Like if they say like in a very mean way, like because
Yeah.
as friends, like especially now, like nowadays, you literally call people a bunch of things as a joke. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like, I could totally see it.
My brother's here.
Who is it, Brendan?
I think it's Lachlan. I think he closed the door.
Oh.
Yeah, he's back inside.
Oh, how did you know? Yeah. So my point is, dude, that like, we were always gonna have racism, prejudice, and stuff like that. We were always gonna have that.
But he exposed more of it.
He exposed a lot of it. Like I
Yeah.
would go to stores, dude. Like I went to Texas and I was wearing my mask. None of them wore a mask, but I was just used to wearing a mask because New Mexico.
Yeah.
I walk in there and they were like, "What the hell are you wearing a mask for?" So I'm like, "That's shit."
That's
I
crazy.
took it off. But you know what, bro? Like I'm just trying to be a good person. That's it.
No, yeah, totally. And I think one of the major faults that Trump had was not separating himself from the racism early.
Because if he wasn't racist, dude, and like he wasn't
think-
like against like, because he likes to do a lot of like, there's a lot of things, but like the church, it's a tough subject. I personally
Stay
believe.
close to this.
I personally believe in like you're your own person. Like nobody can freaking control you. Like how's the government gonna tell you like what to do? Okay, government, cut off your finger. What the hell? Like it's my body. You know what I'm saying? So like when he tries to get into like church politics and all these things, it's another story. But like for me, if he wasn't personally being selfish myself right now, if he wasn't so racist, probably would have liked him.
Right.
I
No,
would've liked
totally.
him, yeah.
And I think that was his fault because from what I've seen, there's a lot of good things that he's done for a lot of minorities, but he's just done it silently.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, because like the media too. I think there's a big freaking issue with the media too.
Yeah.
They like to cover whatever the hell they want to cover. You know what I'm saying? And they're probably.
They like to cover what gets the most clicks.
Yeah,
Because that
exactly.
gets them money.
Exactly.
So the racist Trump was a big clicker.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
know?
Trust me. I
And-
know. I was one of the clickers. Just kidding. No, just kidding. But like, if he wasn't so against DACA, because yes, we're immigrants. My parents came here illegally. But okay, let me put this into perspective. Okay, let's say you're young, like Declan's age, right? And
Yeah.
you're in this country, and they're threatening your family to be killed, or your family is about to die of starvation because there's no opportunity here in this country. What would you do? Would you stay in place?
No.
Or would you be okay with your parents taking you to a different country to find a better life?
Oh, I would have left.
Right. And people don't see, they're like, oh, they should have came here legally. Oh, okay. If it's that easy, like you think it's that easy, like people don't put themselves in other people's perspective. I understand we did something wrong and we're trying to fix it.
Right.
Because I'm trying to become a citizen. I'm already paying taxes. My parents pay taxes. Like we're doing things the right way.
Right.
What the hell's the problem? Just because we're brown?
Yeah, it's difficult, and I think that we have a major problem when it comes to immigration. I think that they need to do a big change on how they immigrate people, because I think it's important for us to grow as a country. I didn't believe that as much in the past, but I listened to a podcast where this guy talks about having 1 billion Americans, and it makes a lot of sense actually. Like we are one of the biggest showers of this is our movie industry. When a movie is made, they're making it for the China market, not the US market.
Really?
Because the China market is so big that they're going to make way more money in China than they'll make in the US.
Because it has so many people.
Yeah. And so China has a board of people that approve and disapprove movies.
Wow.
Yeah. So our movies in the US right now are being filtered by Chinese people.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Isn't that
Because
wild?
our market.
Yeah. And so this guy is saying that we need to have 1 billion people in the US so we can control the market more.
Right. More people,
We
more
don't
views.
Yeah, because China is manipulating it in ways that no one likes. Like we don't want that.
Right.
And people don't know of it that much, but they're really like messing with these movies and putting stuff in there that like, oh, you're not allowed to put that in there because of this, this, and this. And like, I mean, you can see it. They don't allow their citizens full access to the internet.
Right.
You know?
They're literally controlled by government 100%.
Yeah. Every business that opens there is owned partially by the government.
That is
and that
crazy.
was the biggest problem with TikTok.
TikTok.
And,
So
yeah.
did they fix that, the TikTok issue?
So I think Oracle's buying it.
Oracle?
Is a US company, and I'm pretty sure they're buying it. I'm not sure what phase they are of that, but the TikTok thing is wild because
How's nobody talk about that?
dude, I mean, our news cycle is so quick that it just loses. It just flies away.
Dude, we're literally giving millions of information to China. Like,
Yeah, dude, did you know that when you have TikTok open, it tracks your keystrokes on other apps?
keystrokes. What does that mean?
So like what you type in
no
on your phone.
way.
So they can have your they can have your data and the access to anything on your phone.
That is just surreal, dude.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. I thought they could like watch you with their camera, right?
Yeah.
And like track you.
Oh yeah, they can do all of that, but they can also track if the app is open. They're tracking everything that you're doing.
That is crazy.
It's bullshit.
That is literally bullshit. I can't believe we're not putting eyes on that. Like we are, but at the same time, like what's taking so long?
and
By this time, they already have millions of things to know about us.
Oh yeah, so much. It's huge. It's still huge.
Yeah.
like it's not going anywhere. But yeah, I don't. The Chinese censor so much of what we're doing. Like there's one movie that I know of that wasn't censored by the U.S. or by China, and that was damn, I can't remember what it was, but it was like I think Leonardo DiCaprio was in it, and oh no, it was that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Did you ever see that? I didn't see it either, but that's the only movie that wasn't censored because their director, he's like a really well-known director, Steven Spielberg or something like that. I can't remember, but he was like, no, I'm not censoring it for them. I don't give a shit.
Wow.
Because there was like parts in there that he wanted, and the Chinese people, whatever, were like, no, you can't have that. And he was like, well, then we won't go there. I don't care.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And like, that's an American, you know, that's how you got to do it.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I like about Trump too is that he hates China and he wants to separate himself from China. Like all those things, there's a lot of things I agree with him about things, but like there's some things that are like.
And I think that's the biggest problem is people get so worked up that they're like, I don't see anything that I agree with him about. When there are things, there's a lot of things that I disagree with him about, you know, and there's a lot of things that I agree with Biden about. And it's just like, you have to be calm enough and like composed enough to like look at it rationally and try and really like have a conversation rather than just attack.
Right.
You know?
Right. It's basic human rights, bro. I'm not human rights. Basically human morals.
Yeah.
Like, why would I sit here and say fuck you? Or like,
also, like everyone has a different experience in life. And so until you give someone your experience, like you just gave me your experience, I hadn't heard that experience really from anybody, you know? You have a very different experience than a lot of people that I interact with daily, you know? And there are millions of people like you in this country who have had the same experience that you have. But sometimes we don't get to hear all of that experience. Like we'll pass by each other, but we never talk about it.
right.
And that's why I think it's important for us to sit down and have conversations like this
Yep.
and be able to like talk about it rather than just like push people off.
Exactly. And then we agree to disagree as well.
Yeah.
And there's another thing too that I started noticing is that sometimes you can't take things too seriously because, you know, the political parties has become such a like, I'm going to vote for whoever is Republican. I don't give a F about Democratic Party. I just got to make sure Republicans win.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I thought about. most of these people don't even have any idea. They just like Republican Party, period. Like this, they don't care who it
yeah.
is. So like that's another thing.
There's a lot of Democrats like that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Far left, far right, same thing.
Yeah.
So like that's another thing I noticed about too. So that's why stay out of that and focus on what I can focus on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hopeful.
Yeah, we are hopeful.
Yeah, I think that
we're in a shitty spot though.
yeah, no, but I think our generation, it's hard to say. I think we've got a lot of social media presence, kids that are our age, that really don't really know what the world's about.
Yeah.
And they're just spewing bullshit.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to take time, but I think that our generation will start to see eye to eye more.
Hopefully. Just conversations like this.
Yeah.
You know, but.
And hopefully like it's cyclical. I hope that like this social media comes in and then people realize that it's like really not good for us. Did you watch The Social Dilemma?
I've been wanting to, but I've heard about it.
Dude.
But I think I already have a good sense of it because I studied a lot about it in college, about the clicks and like what it does to your brain and all those things, right?
Yeah. So it's
getting a message, what it does to your endorphins and like.
It's really interesting because a lot of like they have people on there that built the apps and they can't get themselves off of it. And when we get to that point, there's a problem.
There is a huge problem.
Like you're building something so addictive that you know how it works and you can't get off of it.
Yep.
We're fucked.
Yeah, we're definitely fucked.
And I struggle so much with social media because I feel that it's so fake. Like I end up getting stuck on it, but I don't like posting to it because I want to be off of it. I have time limits set on like Instagram and I don't have Twitter. I have Twitter, but I don't have it as the app. I go through the browser if I want to look at Twitter.
Oh, great.
That's because it like keeps me separated from it. I can't just immediately click and then scroll.
Right. I like that.
Yeah. So I like that. That's a good way for me to like not look like I look at it like once a week probably. Jeez. And the main reason I look at our Twitter is to keep up with what Elon Musk is doing.
That guy, man. Have you seen his TikTok, bro?
No.
His TikTok's hilarious.
Do you have TikTok?
Yeah, I have TikTok.
You have TikTok?
Yeah, I got it before I even knew, dude.
Oh, and you just kept it?
Yeah, I just kept it. At this point, I'm just done. Dude. At this point, I'm just.
I had it too, and I was like, "Fuck this, dude! I'm not doing it." But I might re-download it for
Elon Musk.
Maybe, dude. Maybe for Elon
He's
Musk.
hilarious, dude.
Yeah,
He's actually funny.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit, which is my favorite.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But so when's your first game?
Supposedly like May 1st. So
May 1st?
Yeah, hopefully.
Damn, we should have another podcast.
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm free whenever, dude.
Awesome.
We're friends, so
yeah. I'm excited, dude. I'm gonna be out there rooting for you.
I'm glad, dude.
I'm gonna buy a Rivas jersey.
Oh, I love that. That'd be great, dude. I can't wait.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, first game, Jesus. First game back in Albuquerque 505, dude.
Well, when did you played with Reno? You played United, right?
I didn't come to Albuquerque because I had a hernia.
Oh, that was when you had the hernia.
Yeah, dude. It was like October.
When did you play against us though? You played against us.
In Reno.
Oh, in Reno.
Yeah.
You scored on us.
Yep.
That's what they put as like the thing.
Yeah.
The sound of you scoring, and it's like, no, was that? No. I guess not.
I think it was this other one. I think it was the volley that I scored.
Yeah.
That one was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dude, sounds good, dude.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Thank you for having me on the podcast, bro.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, of course.
And we'll see you guys later.